1.5 FM Iba.
Nigerians from South Africa over xenophobia. Or your government limits operational hours for commercial motorcyclists under new executive order. On the foreign scene, extreme thirst kills 49 travelers crossing the Sahara in northern Niger Republic. Good evening, and thank you for joining us on News Around the World here on BCOS television. I am Idowu Shekoni. The sign language interpreter is Shakirat Ogundeji. The federal government has commenced plans to repatriate more than 1,000 of its citizens from South Africa as concerns grow over rising anti-immigrant sentiments and renewed xenophobic tensions in the southern African nation. Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs confirmed today that screening for a voluntary repatriation program began on Thursday, with authorities expecting over 1,000 Nigerians to participate. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Kimiebi Ebiemfa told reporters that the final number of those seeking to return home had not yet been determined, but noted that the figure was expected to exceed 1,000. The move follows a similar action by Ghana, which recently repatriated hundreds of its nationals from South Africa amid increasing fears over protest and violence directed at foreign nationals. The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has signed Executive Order 002, which restricts commercial motorcycle operators, popularly known as Okada, to operate only between 5:30 a.m. and 10:30 p.m. across the state. The executive order, titled The Registration and Enforcement of Vehicle Registration and Traffic Management in Oyo State, is aimed at strengthening the state's existing security architecture and improving enforcement measures on the roads. Details of the event held at the Governor's Office are presented by Governor's Office correspondent Olaliko Suleiman.
Signing the Oyo State Executive Order 002/2026, the state governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, explained that with the current security challenges across the state, particularly the recent kidnapping of teachers and students in Orire local government area of the state, it became incumbent to fortify the state security framework to ensure public safety while acknowledging the pain and anxiety faced by the families and the government as the abductees remain in the captivity. Governor Makinde assured residents that his administration will remain committed to securing their safe return.
While we continue to take all necessary actions to rescue them, we must also learn from this unfortunate incident and from other security breaches. We owe it to our people to continue strengthening the security architecture of Oyo State so that we can better protect lives and property. It is within this context that we take another step towards improving security and public safety in our state. Therefore, it is pursuant to Section 5(2) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, Section 35, Part 5 of the Road Traffic Law of Oyo State, Cap 148, Laws of Oyo State 2000, and all other enabling laws and powers in that regard. I signed the Executive Order number 2 of 2026 on the regulation and enforcement of vehicle registration and traffic management in Oyo State.
The governor urged citizens to stay vigilant, united and resilient, warning that fear could undermine collective confidence. Earlier, the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Abiodun Aikomo, outlined the framework of the new order, which includes prohibition on unmarked vehicles, driving against traffic, and the regulation of vehicle registration, among other security measures. Olalekan Sulaiman, BCOS News.
The governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has assured residents that the state's newly procured Diamond DA-42 surveillance aircraft will soon be deployed to enhance surveillance and strengthen, security operations across the state. Governor Makinde gave the assurance while receiving the Nigerian Air Force Commanding Logistics Officer, Air Vice Marshal Abdul Abubakar Sule, and his delegation during a courtesy visit to the governor's office in Ibadan. Details are again presented by Governor's Office correspondent Olalekan Sulaiman.
The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, hosted the Nigeria Air Force Commanding Logistics Officer, Air Vice Marshal Abdul Abubakar Sule, and his delegation at the courtesy room of the Governor's Office, Agodi, Ibadan. In his address, Governor Seyi Makinde appealed to residents to remain patient as the government intensifies effort to secure the release of recently abducted victims in the state. He reiterated his administration's commitment to strengthening security, noting that the planned deployment of surveillance aircraft will enhance intelligence gathering, improve monitoring capabilities, and support ongoing efforts to protect lives and property across the Oyo State. The governor commended the Nigeria Air Force for its support since the abduction of pupils and teachers in Orire local government area, describing the intervention of the Air Force as timely and encouraging, while also pledging further collaboration with the Nigeria Air Force on training and maintenance support.
So my advice is, please be patient with us. We bought those aircraft without anyone's prompting. We went that route because we felt we required that to make your state even safer, and these adjoining states as well. Because like the AOC said, the Air Forces, they are stretched. Things are happening all over the country. And whatever we can do at the subnational level, to make their job a little easier, we're going to do it.
In his remarks, the Air Officer Commanding Logistic Command, Air Vice Marshal Abdul Abubakar Sule, assured the Oyo State government of its full support in tackling the ongoing kidnapping incident in the state, describing the development as a national security concern that requires collective action.
We are aware that the state government has procured some Diamond 42 aircraft, which are presently in our base in Ikeja, awaiting assembly. We want to assure the governor that that aircraft type, we have been operating it for more than 15 years, the Diamond 42, and we have experienced pilots and engineers that have been operating it for long. So we are available if the state will need any support from us, in addition to the hangar where it will be assembled. If you need any technical support, any advice, while you try to operate and maintain the aircraft, our experts are available and will offer you whatever support we can.
While confirming that the Diamond DA-42 aircraft procured by the Oyo State government are currently stationed at the Nigeria Air Force Base in Ikeja, awaiting assembly, Air Vice Marshal Abdul Sule assured the state government of the Air Force technical and operational support. He added that experienced Air Force engineers and pilots will be available to provide the necessary expertise whenever required. Olalekan Sulaiman, BCOS News.
You're watching news around the world on BCOS television. We pause now for a short commercial break. Please stay tuned.
Wearing many hats takes a lot out of you. You always need all the nourishing goodness you can get. Especially if you're someone like me that is a foodie. The ultimate meal companion. A PhD student. Rich in B vitamins for focus. Yes, we all need it, because every side of you deserves to be nourished.
Progress no dey happen just like that. It dey come from support when you need am.
Mommy, I got the school fees. You too much.
Na money point o.
Money point, thank you.
Customer, na transfer abi? Confirm.
Bro, na transfer.
Na money point oga. Oh, na confirm.
Progress na peace of mind when you know say payment go land as sure banker. Progress na small win wey dey carry person go far.
No worry, yourself go make am. Mo go buy ball.
Victor, even you dey use money point?
Of course now, they use money point.
Confirm.
Money point, made for your progress.
Alright everyone, open your ears, make we talk. Time don't reach to rearrange the sounds to give una small wisdom. Sounds might be fresh now, but you know, I beg no be so. Before una go talk, say our smell no reach. Make una think I'm twice so. Ever heard of Colgate? The #1 oral care brand in the world.
Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection unlocks 24 hours cavity defense. The formula boost with calcium for lifelong smiles.
Mom, it's a time to brush. No more cover mouth. Because Colgate, that's who do yaga with your smile.
Colgate for 24 hours maximum cavity protection.
My skin is my identity, my strength. It's unique and deserves care made specially for me. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Even Glow, enriched with 95% pure vitamin C and pulp extract. For visibly radiant and even-toned skin in just 2 weeks. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Even Glow, for your shade of beautiful.
Welcome back. The Oyo State government has intensified efforts to secure the release of teachers and pupils abducted in Orire local government area 3 weeks ago. As part of the ongoing interventions, a special Jumu'ah prayer was held at the Government House Mosque, Agodi, Ibadan, seeking divine intervention for the safe return of the victims and lasting peace across the state. Staff reporter Adebayo Abdurrafi was there to bring the details.
It has been 3 weeks since the abduction of teachers and pupils in Orire local government area of Oyo State, an incident that has continued to generate concern among residents and government officials. In a demonstration of faith and solidarity with the victims and their families, the Oyo State government organized a special prayer session at the Government House Mosque, Agodi, Ibadan, during the Jumat service. Speaking, Mr. Bayo Lawal reaffirmed the commitment of the state government to securing the release of the abducted teachers and pupils. The deputy governor noted that the prayer session also focused on seeking divine protection for citizens and an end to the menace of kidnapping, abduction, and other forms of insecurity.
Today's GMOS service here at Government House Mosque is dedicated to supplication to Almighty Allah to ensure that our abducted indigenes of Oyo State, students, pupils, and their teachers are released quickly and unhurt. We also pray for peace and stability for the entire people of Oyo State and Nigerians, so that the incident of abduction, kidnapping, insecurity will be a thing of the past in Oyo State and in Nigeria as general.
Delivering the sermon earlier, the chief imam of the Government House Mosque, Imam Isiaq Abdul Latif urged worshippers to continue praying for the safe return of the victims while condemning criminal acts carried out in the name of religion.
We appreciate the Oyo State government for the opportunity to give us to have a special prayer in our mosque today for our children that have been abducted in the Orire local government, the teachers and the children and the other people. We pray to the Almighty Allah to give them the freedom.
The cleric further admonished Nigerians to discourage wrongdoing, support righteous causes, and seize every opportunity to do good for humanity. The solemn gathering concluded with fervent prayers for the safe release of the abducted teachers and pupils, peace in Oyo State, and lasting security across the country. The prayer session attracted top government officials and Islamic leaders, including the Director General of the Oyo State Project Performance Monitoring Agency and Giwa Adini of Oyo State, Engineer Muftau Opun Salau, the Commissioner for Works and Transport, Architect Abdulmajid Mugonjubola, and the Commissioner for Special Duties, Elijah Fausat Jokesoni, among others. As security agencies continue efforts to rescue the victims, families, community leaders, and residents remain hopeful that the combined force of strategic operations and prayers will soon bring the abducted teachers and pupils back home safely. Adebayo Abdurafi, BCOS News.
The immediate past chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Oyo State Chapter, retired Apostle Colonel Joshua Kinyemiju, has urged the federal government to consider broader security collaborations and seek support from global powers to complement ongoing efforts aimed at tackling insecurity and securing the release of the teachers and students abducted in Orire local government area of the state. Apostle Kinyemiju made the call while speaking with BCOS News shortly after a special prayer session held at the Government House Chapel, Ibadan, for the safe return of the abducted victims. He described the abduction as a difficult and delicate security challenge, noting that the use of the military force alone cannot guarantee the safe rescue of the victims, as such an approach could put their lives at risk. The former CAN chairman stressed the need for the government to explore all available options, including international cooperation, to strengthen ongoing security operations and ensure the safe release of the abducted teachers and the students. He speaks further.
The military cannot go and bomb the place for the sake of those children. So, in those days, when there was trouble in Liberia, the military government at that time, Babangida, they came together and formed ECOMOG and send Nigeria, send Sierra Leone, send this, send that to Liberia to go and defend the country. And as a matter of fact, it was even Nigeria that did not allow Chancellor to win that battle. So I do not see any reason why the government cannot go, think out of the box, call people from military from other countries to come and help us in this situation. America, when they held their person in the hostage, they knew how they did it. They went there and so in this kind of situation, the government should reach out. It should not be limited, because it is obvious that our military are already overwhelmed. They are overwhelmed. What's the strength of the military? And this is happening all over the country. It's beyond us. Of a truth, we should not hold on to the fact that this is what of Africa, the giant of Africa. You know, we should reach out. I think that's a way. We should reach out for the military, call America, let them help us. If they have the technology to take these people out without endangering the life of the people who are safe.
You're still watching News Around the World on BCOS Television. We pause for another commercial break. Please stay tuned.
It's important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. Get whiter teeth with a new Pepsodent Natural Charcoal Toothpaste.
Good, tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil? Every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Smart Balance. Smart Balance Rice Bran Oil is rich in Gamma Original, Golden Terra. Smart Balance Oil reduces bad cholesterol.
The joys of life are found in moments. Moments that makes us wonder, then fill our hearts with laughter. Moments we risk it all for a craving, but the reward makes it all worth it. Moments when you remind everyone of your greatness. Moments when you feel like you need a hero. Then you realize you're the hero you've always needed.
Collect 10 unique moments and win big in the My Indomie Moments promo.
Many thanks for staying tuned. The Oyo State House of Assembly has confirmed the appointments of Honorable Abayomi Ojo and Dr. Lateef Oyeleke following the submission of the committee's report after screening the nominees. The Speaker, Honorable Adebo Ogundoyin, Right Honorable Adebo Ogundoyin received the committee's reports presented by Deputy Speaker Honorable Abiodun Fadeyi and requested approval of the nominees' appointment by the House. BCOS reporter Olamiposi Shola brings the details.
The Oyo State Assembly plenary session, presided over by the Speaker, Honorable Adebo Ogundoyin, received the committee's report on the screening of commissioner nominees forwarded by the executive arm pursuant to the House Directive of 3rd June 2026. The Deputy Speaker, Honorable Abiodun Fadeyi, who presented the report of the committee on special duties, which screened nominees for commissioner positions in the state. According to him, Honorable Abayomi Oluwaseun Ojo and Dr. Lateef Oyeleke, the two nominated commissioners possesses strong moral values and academic qualifications that make them suitable for the positions.
Pursuant to a directive of the House on Wednesday, 3rd June 2026, that the Committee on Special Duties screen Honorable Abayomi Oluwaseun Ojo and Dr. Lateef Oyeleke as Commissioner Designate in Oyo State. By the correspondence authored by His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde in compliance with Section 192 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as adopted.
The leader of the House, Honorable Sanjo Adedoyin, extended his commendation to the committee and encouraged lawmakers to approve the two nominees. The Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning and the Ministry of Trade, Industry, Investment and Cooperatives are set to have new appointees with Honorable Abayomi Ojo and Dr. Lateef Oyeleke nominated for the vacant positions. Olamiposi Ishola, BCOS News.
As the world marks World Environment Day today, environment experts have called on governments, organizations, communities, and individuals to take urgent and sustained actions to protect the environment and combat climate change. In this report, Adebayo Abdurrafi looks at how people are responsible for degradation of the environment, highlighting the effects and solutions towards sustaining it.
World Environment Day, observed annually on June 5, is the United Nations flagship environmental awareness campaign aimed at encouraging global action towards environmental sustainability. This year's commemoration comes amid growing concerns over climate change, biodiversity loss, pollution, deforestation, and poor waste management practices across many parts of the world. Experts say the environment remains the foundation of human existence, providing the land, water, air, plants, and animals that sustain life and maintain ecological balance. Speaking on the significance of the day, an environmentalist and the coordinator, Recyclers Association of Nigeria, Oyo State Chapter, Mr. Victor Oyejide, described the environment as a living system that supports all human activities and therefore deserves greater protection. Mr. Oyejide expressed concern over indiscriminate waste disposal, blockage of drainages and waterways, and the increasing rate of deforestation. According to him, many materials commonly discarded as waste, including plastic bottles, papers, and tires, are recyclable and can be converted into valuable resources through proper waste management practices.
Earth is bleeding, and based on human actions, we expected to see that we cut down in various areas of various ends while improving on other actions to see that we have a sustainable environment, not just for today, but also ensuring we don't jeopardize the future of generations to come. People throw their waste materials that are not supposed to be in places on the roads, blocking drainages, blocking waterways, but these materials are many of them are even recyclables that we can collect, whether you have PET bottles or plastics, whether you have papers, you have tires. These materials are recyclables. But first, you need to see that you cut down on your use of materials, reduce before you reuse and before you recycle. And this is one message we keep preaching.
Also speaking, an environmental engineer, Professor Wasiu Ajagbe, said environmental protection begins with responsible waste generation and disposal. Professor Ajagbe urged residents to avoid dumping refuse in drainage channels, rivers, and other water bodies, warning that such practices contribute to flooding, environmental pollution, and public health challenges. The environmental expert cautioned developers against erecting structures along waterways and flood-prone areas, noting that such practices increase the risk of flooding and endanger lives and property.
The facilities we use, let's be conscious of using the energy-saving ones, like energy-saving bulb and limit the use of generator. Even your vehicles, where you need not to go with your vehicle, if you try to use other means or go in groups, it limits the exhaust, or probably use an alternative when necessary. All these little things contribute to environmental sustainability, which also affects the climate change. We want government also to try to monitor and implement the policies. I know as far as environment is concerned, they have a lot of policies, but they need to make them work for the betterment of humanity.
Professor Ajagbe further challenged market leaders, transport unions, traditional institutions, and community stakeholders to take ownership of environmental sanitation within their respective domains. The experts equally commended the role of the media in promoting environmental awareness and urged government at all levels to strengthen the enforcement of environmental laws and policies. They maintained that protecting the environment is not only essential for present survival, but also critical to securing a healthy and sustainable future generations yet unborn. As environmental challenges continue to threaten ecosystems and livelihoods across the globe, stakeholders say World Environment Day serves as a reminder that every action, no matter how small, contributes to building a cleaner, safer, and more sustainable planet. Adebayo Abdurrafi, BCOS News.
The Oyo State government has urged residents to play active roles in environmental restoration and sustainability, stressing that every human action on the environment carries consequences that affect the ecosystem and future generations. The Commissioner for Environment and Natural Resources, Engineer Demola Aderito, made the call during the grand finale of the 2026 World Environment Day celebration held at an event center in Ibadan. Details are presented by Governor's Office correspondent Olaliko Sulaiman.
A week-long series of activities marking the 2026 World Environment Day celebration, organized by the Oyo State Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources, was climaxed with a grand finale program in Ibadan. The event featured various activities aimed at promoting environmental sustainability and encouraging residents to take greater responsibility for protecting the environment. Speaking at the occasion, the State Commission of Environment and Natural Resources, Engineer Demola Aderito, urged individuals and businesses to conduct their activities with environmental consciousness. He noted that harmful practices such as indiscriminate waste disposal contribute to disease outbreaks, environmental degradation, and other negative consequences that affect society.
If you stop burning your refuse or burning anything, that's your only little contribution that will be formally receiving our Oyo State Climate Action Policy. Next week, we are going to be hearing it in the news by God's grace. And that is part of the effort of this government under the leadership of our principal, His Excellency, Engineer Seyi Makinde, to ensure that we have a roadmap to climate restoration. There has to be a roadmap. There has to be a path that will take us there. There has to be a path that government will say, this is where we are going, and everybody will follow.
Engineer Director also warned that poor environmental practices could discourage prospective investors from choosing Oyo State as a business destination. He stressed the need for industries to embrace environmentally friendly operations, emphasizing that economic and industrial growth should not come at the expense of environmental sustainability and public health.
Please and please, restoring nature is everybody's work. Let us do whatever businesses, activities we do with great intentionality and consciousness of the repercussion that may be associated with whatever we do.
In their goodwill messages, the chairman of the Oyo State Solid Waste Management Authority, Honorable Adeniyi Akanbi, and the chairperson of the Oyo State Rule of Law Enforcement Authority, Justice Aderunke Aderemi, represented by Mrs. Olajumoke Yusuf, called for stronger collaboration among residents, government agencies, and other stakeholders in promoting cleaner and healthier communities.
So please, let us work together. When there is a love, so if at all in a community or society, if at all the whole nation, we need love.
Highlight of the event included flag off of planting of 1 million trees across the Oyo State, the commissioning and unveiling of public sanitation facilities, commissioning of a public toilet, as well as the presentation of awards to individuals and corporate organizations in recognition of their outstanding contributions to environmental development, sustainability, and conservation efforts in the state. Olalekan Sulaiman, BCOS News.
We're due for another commercial break. Please don't go away.
kan rí ilẹ̀ kan wà tí kò ní adùn mọ́ oúnjẹ ti pàdánù adùn rẹ̀ kò sì sí ohun tí a lè tún fi gbádùn mọ́ ní ìgbà náà ni taste maker yọdé láti dá adùn padà sí ilẹ̀ àìládùn yìí gbogbo ohun tí ó ṣe ni ó wọ́n ó rò ó sì bù ú láti ìgbà náà lọ wọ́n mọ òtítọ́ kan gbogbo ohun tí wọ́n nílò ni wíwọ́n rírò àti bíbù.
Taste maker. All right, everyone, no put your ears, make we talk. Time don't reach to rearrange this house to give us small wisdom. Sounds mighty fresh now, but you know, I beg no be so. Before I go talk, say our smell no reach. Make not think I'm twice so. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world?
Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection unlocks 24 hours cavity defense. The formula boost with calcium for lifelong smiles.
Mom, it's a time to brush. No more cover mouth.
Colgate for 24 hours maximum cavity protection.
The home is under attack, but not for long, because Hypo is here. Dirty floors and surfaces.
Not on our watch.
Dirty and stains, no fit do us shakara. We got the remedy, original palasa. Hypo, go hypo.
Germs always find a way back.
No green. Protect every day with Hypo.
Wearing many hats takes a lot out of you. You always need all the nourishing goodness you can get. Especially if you're someone like me that is a foodie. The ultimate meal companion. A PhD student. Rich in B vitamins for focus. Yes, we all need it, because every side of you deserves to be nourished.
Super Malt Multivitamin Active Teens. Super Malt Multivitamin Active Teens. Shine on.
Welcome back. Scores of residents of Ogbomoso, including commercial motorcyclists, traders, hawkers, and passers-by, narrowly escaped death on Thursday evening when a petrol tanker lost control and overturned along the Akpake Hill. The incident, which caused panic in the area, also disrupted vehicular movement and for several hours as emergency responders worked to avert a possible fire outbreak. BCOS correspondent in Ogbomoso, Adiremi Akomu, has the details, now presented by staff reporter Bimbo Akobi.
There was panic at Akpake area of Ogbomoso on Thursday evening when a petrol tanker overturned and veered off the road after reportedly developing brake failure while ascending Akpake Hill. The tanker, bearing registration number KMC 787ZU, Kano, crashed into motorcycles, roadside stalls, and kiosks, causing extensive damage to property and forcing traders and residents to flee for safety. When BCOS News visited the scene about an hour after the incident, traffic movement along the route had been disrupted, with motorists and commercial transport operators diverted to alternative routes. Some eyewitnesses, including a shop owner, Gabriel Fajobi, and another resident, Isaac Ismail, said the tanker lost control while ascending the hill. They noted that the situation could have resulted in a major disaster as the tanker caught fire.
Ìjàmbá ọkọ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí ó dì pẹ̀lú ọkọ̀ àjàgbé ó lùsọ ìjánu ẹ̀ láti oríta Takí tó fi ń bọ̀ wá sí agbègbè Àpàké ní Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́. Ìgbà tó dé wájú Wema Bank ó try láti lo ìjánu ẹ̀ bọ̀ ìjánu yẹn ò mú mọ́. Ilé oníkálukú ṣe ń pariwo pé káwọn èèyàn kúrò lọ́nà paríparí ẹ̀ ibi tí ó padà lọ fi ìdí jálé lé ìbádúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
Confirming the incident in a telephone interview, the zonal commander of the Ogbomoso Fire Service, Engineer Mojid Olubodun, attributed the accident to brake failure. He explained that the fire service received a distress call shortly before 7 o'clock in the evening and immediately deployed a rescue team led by Chief Fire Superintendent Rashidat Dairo, who was returning from another official assignment. According to him, officers promptly foamed the tanker and surrounding areas to prevent any outbreak of fire. Security personnel, including officers of the Nigeria Police Force and the Oyo State Road Traffic Management Authority, OITMA, were also at the scene to maintain order and manage traffic. The tanker motorboy told BCOS News that the vehicle was transporting petroleum products from Lagos to Kaduna before the accident occurred. As of the time of filing this report, efforts were ongoing to transfer the contents of the overturned tanker into another tanker to forestall any further danger.
All right, it's now time to go over to the sports segment of the news. Please don't go anywhere.
Good evening, you're welcome to the sports segment of the evening news. My name is Toby Ajewale.
The Nigeria Boxing Federation is banking on a talented new generation to shine at the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. This follows a strong surge in international recognition
with several Nigerian boxers breaking into the World Boxing Council rankings across multiple divisions. NBF Vice President Omonle Imadu expressed confidence, highlighting that 4 Nigerian women are currently ranked inside the WBC top 10 in their categories, a clear indication that the Federation's development pathway is delivering the results at the highest level. Elizabeth Oshoba leads the charge, ranked 4th in the featherweight division with an unbeaten professional record and a world title already to her name. She's joined in the rankings by Toyin Adejumola in 10th in the middleweight class, alongside Selina Agu and Bolatito Uluwole in the heavyweight top 10. Imadu credited the success to a structured transition from domestic competition to international exposure. And to football stories, Super Eagles head coach Eric Schell has defended his decision to hand opportunities to several new faces during the recent Unity Cup and the friendly against Poland. Schell included 8 home-based players in the Unity Cup squad, with Femi Aziz, Owen Oseni, Arthur Okonkwo and Rafiu Durosimi all making their debuts. Abdoulaye Bewene earned his first cap against Poland, while Genk defender Christian Akpan received a late call-up for the upcoming friendly against Portugal. And the foreign scene, Tottenham Hotspur has signed Scotland captain Andy Robertson on a free transfer after his departure from Liverpool. The 32-year-old left-back, who announced his exit from Anfield when his contract expired this summer, will officially join Spurs on the 1st of July. Tottenham manager Roberto De Zerbi praised the signing, saying Andy was someone he's admired for a number of years and will bring outstanding technical qualities and experience with mentality to the team. Robertson made 378 appearances for Liverpool after joining from Hull City in 2017, winning 2 Premier League titles, the Champions League, 2 League Cups and the FA Cup. He will add to his 92 Scotland caps when he leads his country at this summer's World Cup. Finally, in sport news tonight, Arsenal trio Declan Rice, Gabriel and David Raya have been nominated for the Professional Football Association Men's Player of the Year award. They are joined by Manchester United's Bruno Fernandes and Manchester duo of Erling Haaland and Ryan Cherky. Fernandes recently won the Football Writers Association Award after a record-breaking season with 21 Premier League assists that helped United finish 3rd. Arsenal's nominees were instrumental in the Gunners' Premier League title win, their first in 22 years, while Haaland claimed the Golden Boot with 27 goals. The winners will be honoured on Tuesday, 25th of August, at the 53rd Annual PFA Award ceremonies in Manchester. And that will be all. And it's back to news around the world. My name is Toby Ajwali.
Thanks, Toby. On the foreign scene, at least 49 people have died of thirst in a remote part of the Sahara Desert in northern Niger. This was after the truck conveying them broke down, authorities said. Foreign desk editor Falashade Akintala compiled the story, and others from Mexico and Israel, now presented by Bimbo Akobi.
The group had been returning from Mali, where they had attended a Muslim festival, when they ran out of water, stranded more than 80 kilometers, that is about 50 miles west of Asamaka, a major border crossing between Niger and Algeria. Only to survive, trekking across the desert to Asamaka, where they alerted authorities. The lorry had departed from the Malian town of Tel Handek, but veered away from its intended route, the governor's statement said. For several days, the driver and passengers made repeated attempts to repair the vehicle, but their efforts ultimately proved unsuccessful. The victims were buried in mass graves by the rescue team dispatched to the area by local authorities. A huge fireball was captured on video in Mexico, where an explosion at a gas facility triggered a fire and several further blasts. About 2,000 people were evacuated from homes and buildings in Tepeaca, where 3 people were injured, according to local authorities. A massive fireball erupted after an explosion at a gas facility in Mexico, causing significant alarm and concern. The incident occurred at a local gas plant where flames and smoke were seen rising high into the sky, creating a dramatic and dangerous scene. Emergency services responded promptly to the explosion, working to extinguish the flames and secure the area. The cause of the explosion has yet to be determined, and authorities have launched an investigation to understand the circumstances leading to the incident. There have been reported injuries, though the exact number and severity remain unconfirmed at this stage.
Apologies, that's the much we can take from foreign stories. To end news around the world, here again are the top stories. The federal government has commenced plans to repatriate more than 1,000 of its citizens from South Africa as concerns grow over rising anti-immigrant sentiments and renewed xenophobic tensions in the southern African nation. The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has signed Executive Order 002, which restricts commercial motorcycle operators, popularly known as Okada, to operate only between 5:30 a.m. and 10:30 p.m. across the state. On the foreign scene, at least 49 people have died